Repeat the last 3 words. If you want someone to open up, don't ask a new question. Just repeat the last thing they said. Them? So yeah, I just left my job. You? Left your job? Now they have to explain. It shows you're listening and puts the spotlight right back on them. People love the sound of their own voice. Use this once, and suddenly you're the best listener they've ever met. And you only said 3 words. The because hack. People are 30% more likely to say yes if you just add because. Doesn't even matter what comes after it. Can I jump in front of you? Because I'm late. It just works. In 1978, a Harvard psychologist conducted an experiment where people asked to cut in line at a photocopier. The requests were phrased in 3 ways. 1, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine? 60% compliance. Number 2, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I have to make copies? 93% compliance. Number 3, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I'm in a rush? 94% compliance. The brain hears because and goes, oh, okay, that's a reason. Use this in interviews, requests, even arguments. Doesn't need to be smart, just needs to exist. Go quiet. If someone says something dumb, don't correct them. Don't argue, just go quiet. Silence feels like pressure, and most people can't handle it. They'll start backtracking, over-explaining, or talking themselves into a corner. You don't have to do anything. Just let the silence do the work. It's brutal and beautiful. Start with a curious compliment. Cool jacket is forgettable. That jacket looks like it's got a story. Makes people light up. It's part compliment, part question. And it works. They'll tell you where it's from, why they wear it, or some weird story behind it. You didn't just flatter them, you made them feel interesting. And they'll instantly like you more. Stories over facts. I'm great with people is boring. Last week, I calmed down a guy yelling at the printer is memorable. People forget stats. They remember stories, especially if there's emotion, conflict, or something weird. You don't need a speech, just turn the thing into a scene. If they can picture it, they'll believe it. Own the first move. Be first. First to say hi, first to crack the joke, first to speak up in a meeting. The one who starts the interaction frames it. Everyone else adjusts to you. Waiting makes you the follower. Leading, even in small ways, signals confidence. Even if you're nervous, fake the start. The one who opens the door sets the tone. Give them a role. People love being told who they are, if it sounds good. You always finish on time. You're really the responsible one here. You're clearly the bold one in this group. Now they're locked into that role. And most of the time, they'll play it. You just shaped how they show up, without even asking. Speak slower, but shorter. Don't rush your words. Slow down. Not like you're sleepy, like you expect people to listen. And when you do speak, keep it tight. No long rambles, just clean hits. Slow plus short equals power. It's the difference between, well, I guess I kinda think, and no, that's wrong. One sounds unsure, the other sounds like you've already won. Answer a question with a compliment. When someone challenges you, flip it. Them, why did you do it that way? You, that's a good question. Here's why. Now they're disarmed. You praised their brain before defending your choice. Instead of arguing, you gave them a win, then took control of the answer. Works in interviews, debates, even when someone's low-key attacking you. The compliment redirect. Someone compliments you, bounce it right back, but with style. Jessica, you're really good at this. You, takes one to know one. Boom. You stayed humble, returned the compliment, and kept the convo smooth. No awkward thank you, no weird ego moment. It's a tiny move, but it makes you feel like someone who's used to getting praised. Touch the table. Say something important? Touch the table, or the chair, or any nearby object. Doesn't need to be dramatic, just a light tap. It grounds you, and it draws eyes. People notice movement, even subtle stuff. So when you're making a point, add a little physical cue. It says, "This part matters," and they'll believe it does. You seem like a... Start with, "You seem like the kind of person who," and finish with something flattering. You seem like the kind of person who never panics. Now they're smiling and trying to live up to it. It feels personal, even if you just made it up. It's a compliment disguised as a read, and it hits way harder than a regular one. Want someone to keep a secret? Try, "You seem like the kind of person who never spills anything." Watch them guard it with their life. Never explain a joke. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Oh well, if someone doesn't laugh, just move on. No rewinds, no explanations. Confidence is telling the joke and not caring if they caught it. Explaining makes it worse. It turns funny into cringe. People notice how you handle the silence more than the joke itself. So keep the punchline. Drop the apology. Let them finish every sentence. Cutting someone off makes you look impatient, or worse, insecure. People who feel heard like you more. So let them finish, even if you already know what they're going to say, even if they're dragging it out. Waiting shows control, like you're not in a rush to prove something. And honestly, interrupting is one of the fastest ways to make people hate you. Say, "I noticed" instead of "I think." "I think you did great in that meeting." Sounds like an opinion. "I noticed how you handled that meeting." Sounds like a fact. It's subtle, but it changes everything. "Think" is up for debate. "Noticed" makes it sound real, like you're just pointing out what's already true. People are way less defensive when it feels like an observation instead of a judgment. Just between us. Say "just between us" and watch how fast people pay attention. It doesn't even have to be a real secret. The phrase creates a little bubble, makes them feel trusted. People love that. Even if what you're saying is harmless, it suddenly feels important. Now they're tuned in, curious, and fully locked on. Ask unusual follow-ups. Skip the boring questions. Not, "What do you do?" Ask, "What's the weirdest part of your job?" Not, "Where are you from?" Try, "What's the most random thing about your hometown?" Unexpected questions break the autopilot. People open up more and remember you longer. Throwbacks. Want to feel instantly closer to someone? Mention something you both experienced. Remember that guy who spilled coffee during the meeting? Now you're both back in that moment, and it feels shared. Doesn't need to be deep, just real. Throwbacks recycle connection. It's how strangers turn into inside joke friends. Use "I respect that," even when you disagree. You don't have to agree with someone to respect the way they think. Drop this line: "I don't fully agree, but I respect that." It lowers tension, keeps the conversation open, especially in interviews or heated talks. This line shows you're mature enough to disagree without turning it into a fight, and desperately needing to defend your point. Pause and smirk before saying something bold. You're about to say something savage, funny, or risky. Don't rush it. Pause, smirk, then drop the line. That 1-second delay builds tension and makes whatever you say next hit way harder. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you set it up. This move says, "I know what I'm about to say is good," and it usually is. What would you do? Asking "What should I do?" sounds helpless. Asking "What would you do if you were me?" puts them in your shoes. It makes them think deeper, feel smarter, and actually care about the answer. Same question, but the second one feels like a strategy session. The first one just feels like begging. Help me understand. Instead of, "Oh my God, why would you do that?" try, "Help me understand what happened." Same meaning, zero attack. It invites a real answer instead of a defensive one. Especially in dating, teams, or tense situations, this line keeps things human. You're not blaming, you're asking. And people usually open up more when they're not cornered. Predict their reaction. Saying something bold? Start with, "This might sound weird, but," or "You're probably wondering why." You disarm them before they can judge you. Now instead of reacting, they're listening. And it makes you look sharp, like you're 5 steps ahead. People respect that. Even if you're about to say something insane, it sounds smoother when you called it first. Match their energy. If someone's chill, don't come in like a fire drill. If they're loud, don't whisper like it's a funeral. Match their vibe first. Then you can steer it. People trust people who feel familiar. If your energy's off, it makes them uncomfortable, and they won't even know why. Matching is the fastest way to feel like you belong, even if you don't. Make requests sound like favors. Can you help me out? Sounds better than, can you do me a favor? The first one makes them feel helpful. The second one feels like work. Same outcome, different mood. Frame it like they get to help. People want to feel useful, not used. Bit longer eye contact. Eye contact is easy to mess up. Too short, you seem nervous. Too long, you look insane. The trick? 1 extra second, especially when they expect you to look away. That pause? It makes your words hit harder. Not creepy, just confident. Try it mid-sentence. They'll notice, even if they don't know why. Break eye contact while smiling. Most people smile, then look away. That's nervous energy. If you hold eye contact while you smile and then break, it flips the script. It says, I'm not scared of this moment. It's a tiny tweak, but it makes you seem 10 times more confident, like you're enjoying the interaction, not surviving it. Reveal flaws strategically. You can joke about your flaws, but only after people already respect you. I once accidentally hit reply all to the whole company. Everyone saw the dumb meme I meant to send to Josh. Iconic moment. It's funny because you've proven you're not a total mess. If you open with weakness, it sounds like a warning. But if you've already shown value, the flaw makes you real and likable. Eye contact during a point. When you're making a key point, hold their eyes. No looking away, no checking the floor. Just lock in and finish your thought. That stare adds weight. Even if what you're saying is simple, it lands harder. Break eye contact after the point, not during it. That's the power move. The power of yet. Don't say, I'm bad at public speaking. Say, I'm not great at public speaking yet. That one word flips the whole sentence. It shows confidence, not defeat. You're not broken, you're just in progress. And people respect that mindset way more than fake perfection. Underreact to insults. Someone throws shade, don't bite, don't snap back. Just blink, maybe nod, and say nothing. Silence hits harder than any comeback. They were hoping for a reaction, and you gave them boredom. That's how you win. Stay cool, let them sweat it out. The phone check test. This one is my favorite. You're mid-convo, and they glance at their phone. Don't keep talking. Pause, go silent. The second they look back up, they're all yours again. You just trained them. Now you control the rhythm, and they'll notice it without knowing why. Notice micro wins. Don't wait for big achievements to give praise. That was a clever way to explain it, Matt. You handled that question like a pro, Chad. Tiny compliments hit harder than you think, especially when they're specific. Most people go their whole day unnoticed. Spot the little win, say it out loud, and you instantly stand out. Finish with a callback. Want to leave a strong impression? End the conversation by circling back to something funny, weird, or specific they said earlier. All right, go survive that coffee machine again. Enjoy that margarita you've been hyping up. It makes the moment feel full circle. People remember how things end, so make your exits land. Say, I could be wrong, but... If you need to call someone out or disagree, start with this. I could be wrong, but... It softens the blow. You're not attacking, you're offering a thought. People drop their guard because they're not trying to win, just share. The line keeps things chill, even when you're right and they're definitely wrong. Say, let's rewind a second to regain control. The conversation's getting messy, someone talking over you. It's time for, let's rewind a second. It hits pause without sounding aggressive. You reset the flow without raising your voice. Suddenly, everyone's listening again. You didn't argue, you didn't interrupt. You just took the wheel and steered the room back where it needs to go. I thought about what you said. This line works in literally any setting. At work, with friends, or your partner. I thought about what you said the other day. It shows you actually listen, that you didn't just nod and forget it. People feel seen when you remember their words. Even if your follow-up is small, it lands deep. It makes them feel like they matter, because they do, right? Ask for advice. Need something from someone? Don't say, Pete, I could use some help with this. Say, what would you do if you were me? Now they're thinking with you, not just doing a favor. Asking for advice flatters their brain. One makes them feel smart. The other makes them look at the clock. Say, that sounds like you. Someone shares something they're proud of? Don't just say, nice. Say, that sounds like you. It links what they did to who they are. Now they feel seen, like you actually get them. It's a subtle ego boost that doesn't sound like flattery, just sounds like truth. And that makes it land 10 times harder. Stay cool when you're interrupted. So I suggest we come up there and completely, and of course, Chad cuts in. We've already done that before. It didn't work. Most people would either shut down or start talking louder. You don't. You pause, let them finish, then calmly say, anyway, what I was saying was, no ego, no panic. And that's how you stay in charge without raising your voice. Have standards and enforce them. They show up late and laugh it off. Sorry, traffic. You smile. No worries. I've only got 20 minutes now. That's all it takes. You didn't make a scene, you just held the line. People don't remember what rules you have. They remember which ones you enforce. No need to explain or argue. Just calmly prove that your time, your energy, and your values are non-negotiable. Ask bold questions. A common situation: you're at work and annoying Jeff tells a story that makes no sense. Everyone nods. You say, wait, why'd you do that? Silence. Then they explain, and the whole convo gets real. Most people fear awkwardness. You don't. Others realize what kind of nonsense Jeff said, and you are the only one to expose him. What a Jeffinator you are. Speak with certainty. Say this out loud. I think we should probably maybe try it this way. Does it sound like someone you would respect? Now cut off all the fluff. Let's try it this way. That version gets listened to. Certainly leads. Confidence beats correctness. Every I think, maybe, or I guess makes you sound like you're asking for permission to have ideas. Stop that. Say it like you believe it, and they will too. Stick to your opinion when it's unpopular. Everyone's loving the movie. You thought it sucked. Don't pretend to agree. Don't soften it. Just say, honestly, didn't like it. Not rude, not defensive. People respect someone who stays true to their taste, even when it's not the popular take. You can think what you want about the Minecraft movie, but Steve's Lava Chicken song is a banger. Use fewer words when asked a question. Hey, do you know what you're going to call your cafe? Weak version. Yeah, I think so. I mean, kinda. Power version. Ballerina cappuccina. That's it. Short answers show certainty. Most of the time, 1 or 2 words is all you need. Yes or no, then leave it there. No extras, no fluff. That silence? That's what confidence sounds like. Let silence be the end of a message. Let me know, smiley face. Hope that makes sense. Thanks again. Stop. Just end the message. No emojis, no over-explaining, no soft landings. Silence at the end makes your words hit harder. It says, I like what I said. Nothing shows confidence more than ending your message without trying to make it sound extra nice. And actually, there's some thin ice between sounding extra nice and extra stupid. Be the one who ends drama, not fuels it. You won't believe what Susan did again. Oh no, another drama. Just say, huh, wild, and then change the subject. This flips the dynamic. You didn't feed the fire, you walked away from it. calm, unbothered. While everyone else is swimming in the gossip soup, you're dry, clean, and in control. People notice, and they treat you like the one who doesn't play any silly games, because that's the one they respect. Use interesting as a response. Someone says something weird, or passive-aggressive, or just completely dumb. You could argue, you could correct them. Instead, just say, interesting. It's the verbal version of a raised eyebrow. Not approval, not disapproval, just pressure handed right back to them. They start second-guessing themselves while you stay unreadable. That one word gives you the upper hand without saying anything else. Try it. Never oversell yourself. Everyone's trying to sound impressive. My startup's blowing up. My manager loves me. I'm working 90-hour weeks. Cool. Now here comes someone who just says, yeah, I've been working on something. It's going well. That person instantly respected. Because when you don't chase approval, you get it. Bragging screams insecurity. Understating calmly says, I don't need your validation. I've got real results. But explain this to people on LinkedIn. Don't explain what you're about to do. Do it. I'm going to start working on this sick presentation about blah, blah, blah. Just go and do it. Confident people move. Others just talk about it. The more you explain every tiny action, the more you sound like you're checking for permission. Look, if it needs doing, do it. Don't talk down to anyone. You're talking to a waiter, a cashier, or someone new at work. You treat them the same way you'd treat the CEO. No fake charm, no ego, just basic respect. Everyone else is watching, even if you don't notice. People respect the ones who act high status without needing to make others feel low. Ask for what you want clearly. You want Friday off. Then get in the line. Just kidding, but don't just ask, is it maybe okay if I possibly... Just say, can I take Friday off? Clear, direct, calm. When you speak like someone who expects to be taken seriously, people usually do. Begging sounds like you already expect a no. Asking straight up makes them think twice before saying it. Ask, what do you mean when insulted? Someone hits you with a backhanded comment. Wow, you're all dressed up today, Amy. What do you mean by that, John? Mic drop. Now John has to explain what he meant by that. And guess what? He definitely did not expect that. You just flipped the power. No drama, no yelling, just one question that made John sweat. Accept praise with a simple thank you. Great job on that presentation, Susan. It was nothing. I messed up the ending. Stop. They handed you a compliment. Don't throw it back. Say thank you. Own it. Nothing more, nothing less. People respect those who can receive recognition without shrinking from it. Ignore status games. They flash their car keys, drop names, mention how crazy busy they are. Let them. The one who wins these games isn't the loudest. It's the one who isn't playing someone else's game. Don't waste your time trying to climb the ladder. You're building your own. Listen without needing to jump in. Someone's talking, and they're way off topic. You've got a better point. Don't cut in. Let them finish all the way. Most people listen just to reply. Rare ones listen to understand. And those people, they stand out. Because when you don't fight to be heard, your words hit harder when you finally speak. Respect isn't about who talks the most. It's about who knows when to talk. I'll let you know. Want to hang out this weekend? Don't say yes just to keep the peace. Don't say no just to be tough. Say, I'll let you know. It keeps you in control. You're not avoiding the answer, you're buying time to choose it. That simple line signals that your time matters, your energy matters, and you don't say yes out of guilt. You say yes when you actually mean it. Stay calm when everyone else panics. The meeting goes sideways. Everyone's scrambling. You sit still, quiet, focused. That's who people look to. Not the loud one, not the emotional one, the calm one. In chaos, the most respected person isn't the one shouting directions. It's the one who looks like they already knew this was coming and planned for it, even if they didn't. Speak last in meetings. Oh yeah, the Monday meeting classic. Everyone's trying to sound smart. Ideas flying everywhere, most of them completely stupid. But whatever. Let them talk. Let them interrupt each other. Then drop your line at the end. Calm, clear, decisive. People remember the last voice they heard and respect the one who didn't need to fight for airtime. Deflect insults with humor, not defense. Oh, really nice shirt, Matt. Typical John. He meant it as a jab. You smile. I know, you finally noticed. Game over. You didn't get angry. You didn't flinch. You flipped it into a joke. That response says, you can try and come at me, but you won't get under my skin. And that earns way more respect than turning the office into a fight club scene. Look at your watch before you leave. You're standing up, heading out. 1 second. You check your watch. Small move, massive signal. It says your time matters, that you're leaving on your terms. Believe it, people will notice. Don't apologize for existing. Sorry to bother you. Why are you apologizing for speaking? Switch it. Quick question. Same message minus the weakness. Every unnecessary sorry chips away at how seriously people take you. Respect starts when you stop acting like a problem. If that makes sense. You explain something, then you add, if that makes sense. Guess what? Now it kinda doesn't. You just made it sound more complicated than it was. Remove the training wheels. Just say what you mean. Notice details no one else does. They're wearing different shoes. Switched from coffee to tea. Got a new phone case. Most people don't catch it. You do. You usually drink iced? Hot today? Small comment, big effect. It shows you're paying attention. Most people don't. When you notice small things, people feel seen and they remember you for it. Show up with something. You walk into a meeting, a group hangout, or someone's place, empty-handed. You look like you just showed up without thinking, but walk in with a water bottle, a notebook, or even a spare charger, and suddenly you look prepared. It says, I came ready. It's not about the item, it's the message. I think ahead. But yeah, randomly showing up at someone's place with a spare charger is weird. The item should match the setting, at least a bit. Respect other people's time. Be on time, be efficient. End when you said you would. But don't beg for minutes they're not offering. If they're late, distracted, or cutting it short, so be it. You showed respect, they didn't. Offer useful feedback. Someone asks what you think. Now you have two options. Give them a speech about all the things that could be better, or say one helpful thing, and then stop talking. Cut the intro. It's boring. Done. No one respects the guy who turns every comment into a TED Talk, but everyone hates him. People remember the one who said the one thing that actually helped. No need to over-explain. Never overschedule yourself. Brunch, office, interview, gym, beers with your friends, another interview. Nailed it this time, shocker. Dinner with family, flight to Houston, quick trip to the moon. Sleep. It looks productive, but screams out of control. Respect doesn't go to the busiest person. It goes to the one who's focused and unbothered. If your time is always maxed out, people treat it like it's not valuable. Make space. Move slower. Suddenly, people chase your time. Be the one who fixes small problems quietly. The chair's wobbly? The slides aren't loading. Nobody can find a pin. You fix it. Calmly. No announcement. Next thing you know, people start looking at you like the one who holds things together. Master the calm face. Someone takes a shot at you in front of everyone. Ah, look who finally showed up at the office. Most people laugh it off or snap back. You don't. You just stay still. No reaction, no smile, nothing. And guess what? Now they're the one who looks uncomfortable. Staying calm makes people second guess messing with you. Reject nicely, without explaining. Hey, want to come to the karaoke bar tonight? Oh no, definitely not with you, Sam. That's what you think. but rather say, can't make it. That's it. No fake plans, no long story about your aunt's dog surgery. The second you stop over-explaining, people stop treating you like you need permission. Don't one-up their story. I once got food poisoning in Thailand. You want to say, I once got 2 food poisonings in Vietnam and my nose started bleeding. Don't. Let them shine. The more you try to beat everyone else's stories, the less they want you around. Correct subtly, not loudly. Your coworker calls it Benjamin Franklin Bridge in front of the client. You know that's wrong. You wait. Later, you go, hey, just so you know, it's actually the George Washington. No shame, no scene. Correcting people in public makes you look like the jerk. Correcting quietly, you'll gain respect for not making them look stupid. Don't brag. Let others do it. You finished the project early. You crushed it. You could say something, but you don't. Someone else brings it up in the meeting. He actually had it done on Tuesday. Now people lean in. The less you try to impress, the more impressive you look. Walk like you're going somewhere. This used to be my favorite move at the uni. The hallway walk, the cafe walk, the just passing by walk. Most people stroll. You move with purpose. Not rushing, not dragging, just steady, focused, like you've got somewhere to be, even if you don't. People get out of your way, literally, because walking with direction makes you look like someone who's not here to waste time or take orders. Remember tiny things about people. Did you end up going to that concert? They pause, surprised you remembered. Most people forget everything that's not about them, but the one who remembers random small stuff feels different. Wow, he actually listened. And suddenly you go from just another person to someone they talk about later. Use open palms when talking. Your palms are visible. Gestures are open, not stiff, not hidden. It's ancient body language. Back when humans were scared of getting stabbed, showing your hands meant, I come in peace. And it's still wired into us. Talking with open palms makes you look honest, relaxed, and way more trustworthy without saying a word. Try it in your next argument. I get why you'd think that. It's Monday and you bump into Sam from HR in the hallway. Hey Matt, I thought you were ignoring my text on Saturday. You could get annoyed, or you just say, I get why you'd think that. I was totally swamped. It cools everything down. You're not saying they're right. You're just showing you get where they're coming from. One line keeps it chill, even when, seriously, why is Sam texting you on a Saturday? The eye contact triangle. Talking to someone? Don't just stare at one eye like a robot. That's so awkward. Shift your gaze. Left eye, right eye, mouth, slow and smooth. It keeps your eye contact from getting weird, but it still feels strong. You look calm, present, and in control. They won't even notice the trick, but you'll come across as super confident. Say less than expected. Hey, did you get the job? You don't start telling your whole life story. You just say, yep. You stay quiet. Now they're the one talking. Most people start oversharing when they feel unsure, but saying less actually makes you look more confident. You're not hiding anything. You just don't feel the need to explain yourself. It's weird, but it works. Try giving a short answer next time and watch how people lean in like you've got something important to say. Respond with a story, not a fact. How was your weekend? You could say, good, or, well, I accidentally left my phone in the fridge and didn't find it for 2 hours. Guess it's ready for today's cold calling. Now they're laughing, asking questions, and actually interested. Facts end a convo. Stories start one. What made you say that? Oh, I didn't expect you to know that, Matt. All right, Chad is playing the tough guy again. Instead of getting upset, you just smile and ask, what made you say that? Boom. Now he has to explain. You didn't get mad, you didn't argue. You just handed the spotlight right back to him. And he now looks like an idiot. One calm question, and Chad will think twice before taking a shot at you again. Make a micro joke about yourself. You're in a team meeting and it's your turn to introduce yourself. You say, I'm Matt. I mostly solve problems by Googling them and then pretending I knew the answer all along. Everyone laughs. It's quick, harmless, and shows you don't take yourself too seriously. Micro jokes like that make people relax around you and remember you. Being able to laugh at yourself, that's real confidence. Give one unexpected detail about yourself. Hey Matt, what do you do? Instead of saying your job title, you say, well, I once DJ'd a wedding in a barn with no power. Now they're laughing and asking questions. That weird detail makes you stand out way more than a boring job title ever could. You don't need a crazy life, just one good story. I was thinking about, that meeting was a waste of time. Or you can say, I was thinking about how that meeting could have been way shorter. Which one sounds better? The second one feels calmer and more helpful. The first one just sounds like complaining. Saying, I was thinking about, makes your opinion easier to hear, like you're offering a thought, not throwing shade. People listen more when it feels less like an attack. Let your face react first. Before you even say a word, your face should react. Raise an eyebrow, squint a little, give a small smile. People notice your expression before they hear what you're saying. If your face is blank, your words won't hit the same. But if your face says, wait, seriously? Before you speak, they're already interested. Stand diagonally, not head on. Standing face to face can feel a little too intense, like an MMA showdown. Instead, turn your body just a bit to the side. It makes the situation feel more relaxed. Like you're just having a normal chat. You're not blocking them, you're opening up. It's a small shift, but it makes you way easier to talk to. Say, fair enough, when corrected. Hey, I think you mixed up the deadline. It's Thursday, not Friday. Instead of getting defensive, you just say, fair enough. No excuses, no awkward silence. You didn't argue, you just owned it and moved on. Most people would start explaining or blaming. You didn't. And that's exactly why people respect you more after. Use first person plural early. Instead of saying, I'll help you figure it out, say, we'll figure it out. That one word, we, makes it feel like you're already on the same team. It's like saying, I've got your back, without needing to say it. People feel safer with you, even if they just met you. Open the circle. You're standing with two colleagues, and someone walks by looking left out. Most people ignore it. You take a tiny step back and open the circle. No words, no big deal. But now they feel included. That one move makes you look warm, confident, and like a natural leader. Use paired compliments. Instead of just saying, you're smart, Jessica, say, you're smart and funny too. That's rare. That second part makes it stick. It's not over the top, just honest and smooth. People love it when you notice more than one thing about them. It feels personal, like, wow, you really see them. And they'll remember you in a good way. That's bold. Your coworker says, I told the boss I'm not joining that meeting. It's a waste of time. You smile and say, that's bold. It's not judgment. It's not praise. It's just a confident way to say, wow, you went for it. It makes people feel seen. And the best part? It still works even if you secretly think they're insane. Say something surprisingly honest. You always look like you've got it together. You laugh and go, I have no idea what I'm doing either. Boom, instant connection. You didn't fake it. You didn't brag. You told the truth, and that makes people trust you more. Being real, especially when people expect you to pretend, is weirdly magnetic. Good instincts. Your friend says, turn left here, it'll be faster. You follow it, skip all the traffic, and say, okay, wow, you've got good instincts. Way better than just saying, good call. It feels real, like you noticed something most people wouldn't. It's the kind of compliment that actually sticks, because it says, you're sharp and I see it. What's your take? John's talking about the new No More Home Office Fridays rule. Instead of jumping in with your own opinion, you ask, what's your take on it? It sounds casual, but still shows you care what he thinks. People love being asked for their opinion, especially when it doesn't feel like a quiz. That one question builds respect and connection. Make a playful bet. If I'm wrong, I owe you coffee. Boom, now it's a game, not a fight. Playful bets add spice to boring conversations and make you look fun and confident. Because win or lose, you're not afraid to put something on the line. Worst case, you're buying a latte. Not bad odds. Lean in slightly on key lines. You're telling a story and you get to the good part. You lean in just a bit and say, and guess what happened next? That tiny lean pulls people closer. It shows them that this part matters. You didn't shout or wave your hands. You just moved a little, and suddenly all eyes are on you. It's funny you say that. Your coworker says, I almost overslept this morning. You go, it's funny you say that. I literally had a dream my alarm didn't go off. Even if it's random, it feels like a connection. That one line makes it seem like you're synced up. Fake or real, it works. Here's the cool part. We all know the feeling. You're explaining something and people start zoning out. What now? Pause and say, okay, here's the cool part. Boom, they're back. That line is a spotlight. You just told them this part matters. Even if it's small, now they're listening like it's the best part of the story because you made it sound like it is. Use a slight head tilt when listening. Your boss is telling you a story, a tragically boring one. But hey, you'd like that raise, so instead of standing stiff, you tilt your head just a little to the side. It's a quiet way to say, I'm really listening. Not too much, just enough to show interest. This tiny move makes you seem more open, calm, and easy to talk to. It works way better than saying, Say, I trust your call. You're deciding where to eat, and someone asks, pizza or burgers? You just say, I trust your call. That line feels smooth, not lazy. It shows confidence, not just in yourself, but in them. Most people are scared to decide. You're the one saying, you've got this. And people like being trusted. Make a confident prediction. This party might be kind of boring. You go, nah, this is going to be fun. And say it like you mean it. When you sound sure, people start to believe it too. You're not just making a guess. You're setting the tone. Confidence is contagious, and you just passed it around. Start conversations with a question, not a statement. You sit down next to someone new. Don't start with, I just moved here. Ask, what's something fun to do around here? People open up when they get to talk about themselves. Starting with a question makes the conversation feel warm right away. Say, that's classic you. Your friend spills coffee for the third time this week, and you laugh. That's classic you. You're not being mean, you're just teasing in a fun way. You turn their little mess up into part of their story. People love feeling known like that. It makes them feel like a character in a show, and you've been watching since episode 1. Stand like you belong there. You walk into the room and stand like you belong there. Feet apart, shoulders relaxed, hands calm. No nervous movements, no slouching like you want to hide. Even if you're nervous, your body says, I'm good. People notice it right away. You don't have to say a word. How you stand already tells them you're confident. End with good talk. You're wrapping up a quick chat in the break room. You give a smile and say, good talk. It's light, confident, and a little funny. You didn't just wander off. You closed the convo like a pro. People remember how things end. This line makes even small talk feel like a scene worth rolling credits on. Slow nods while listening. You're not just nodding along like one of those toy dogs in a car. You're giving slow, steady nods while they talk. Just enough to say, I'm listening, go on. And it works. People start opening up more without even knowing why. You didn't say a word, but now you're their favorite person in the room. It's a tiny move, but it makes a big difference. Rest one arm casually. Classic scenario. You're talking at an event with a girl you like and don't know what to do with your hands. Anchor one arm on a chair, table, or in your pocket. Let the other move naturally. You'll look calm, not stiff. Most people fidget or cross their arms. You You look like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Use space when you walk in. You walk into a room full of people. Don't hug the wall or slide into a corner. Take a few steps into the space. Look around. Own it for a second. People notice who walks in with calm confidence. Not like they're sneaking in, but like they belong there. That could be you. Let your voice drop at the end. I think we should try it this way. Now say it again. I think we should try it this way. Hear the difference? The first one sounds unsure, like you're asking for permission. The second one feels confident. That's the power of letting your voice drop at the end. It says, I've got this, without adding a single extra word. The chin nod. You see someone across the office. If they're a friend, you do the up nod. Hey. If it's your boss, you go with the down nod. Respect. Same head, different meeting. Use the right nod and you send the right message without saying a word. Make plans without the word should. We should grab lunch sometime. Yeah, totally. Nothing happens. But if you say, let's grab lunch next week, now it's real. Drop the word should. It makes your plans sound like a maybe, and nobody acts on a maybe. Hold your drink low. You're at a work event, holding a drink. Most people keep it up by their chest like a shield, nervous, closed off. You hold it low, around your waist. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. You look calm, confident, and like someone people can actually walk up to, without needing 3 drinks and a pep talk. End convos like you're the host. You're wrapping up a chat during a team break. Instead of standing there like you forgot how to leave, you say, all right, I'll let you get back to it. Catch you later. Clean exit. No awkward pauses. You closed it like a pro. People notice that. The one who ends conversations well feels like the one in charge. Use names of staff. You're at the grocery store checkout. The cashier's tag says, hi, I'm Sandra. Most people don't even look. You say, thanks, Sandra. Hope your day's going okay. Her whole mood changes. People love hearing their own name. It sounds like a symphony to them, and is one of the fastest ways to get better treatment. Say their name, and you go from random customer to someone who sees me, and that changes everything. Tip generously once, then return. First time at a new cafe? Drop a nice tip. Not silently, visibly. Hand it over with a smile. Thanks, this place is awesome. Next time the barista remembers your name. The drink's ready before you even order. You get treated like a regular, even if it's only your second visit. You paid once, and now you're in the VIP lane forever. People remember generosity, especially when it's rare. Always dress 10% better than expected. You don't need a suit, just one level above the room that makes people treat you differently. Walk into a coffee shop wearing a nice jacket while everyone else is in hoodies? Suddenly, the barista smiles more, your order gets double-checked, and people assume you're important. You're not overdressed, you're just standing out the right way. It's the difference between next customer and let me help you. Is there something you wish more people knew about this place? You're checking into a hotel. Instead of asking, is beer included? You ask, is there something you wish more guests knew about this place? The front desk pauses, smiles, and tells you about the quiet floor, the hidden courtyard, or the free coffee bar upstairs. People love feeling like insiders. And when you ask for the inside scoop, you often get it. You get better tips, better service, and way better stays. But yeah, I know, still no info about the beer. Arrive early and ask a personal question. You show up to your haircut appointment 5 minutes early. Instead of scrolling your phone, you ask the receptionist, busy day so far? She smiles, says, yeah, actually, and starts chatting. Now, when the stylist walks in, you're not just next client, you're the one who is kind, relaxed, human. That tiny move, it gets you warmer treatment every single time. How can I make this easy for you? You're at the post office with a weird package. You know they will probably hate you, but instead of launching into a rant, you say, hey, how can I make this easy for you? They pause. smile, maybe even thank you. Why? Because no one ever says that. That one sentence flips how they see you, from a problem to a partner. Suddenly, they're going out of their way to help you. Memorize people's coffee orders. Your coworker Sam orders an espresso every time. One morning, you show up with one and hand it to him. Figured you might need this. He lights up. No one else noticed, but you did. When you remember small things like someone's go-to coffee, people treat you like someone who listens, who cares, who's different. It's not about the drink. It's about the fact you noticed. Your social credit goes way up. Drop "I know that guy" and actually deliver. Someone at work says, "Ugh, I need a decent plumber." You go, "Oh, I know a guy. Want me to connect you?" You actually follow through. Now you're not just helpful, you're valuable. People treat connectors with more respect because they need you. You're unlocking doors for them. And guess what? They'll likely try to do the same for you. Book under the same name at restaurants. Use the same name every time. Same spot, same number. Matt, party of two? Now you're familiar. After 2 or 3 visits, staff start treating you like a regular. You might get a better table, faster service, free drink even. You're not a stranger anymore. You're that guy who always books here. No loyalty card needed, just a name they recognize. What would make this a win for you? You're about to meet a client and there's a lot of money on the table. Before diving in, you ask, what would make this a win for you? Suddenly, you're not just another customer. They see you as someone who gets it. They see you're looking for a win-win solution, or at least you try to. And once people feel that, they treat you like a partner, not a task, not a transaction. Bring icebreakers that aren't cringe. You're at a birthday where you don't know anyone. Everyone's quietly sipping drinks. You turn to the guy next to you and say, "Okay, serious question. What's your most regretted purchase last year?" Boom, instant conversation. It's not small talk, but it's not weird either. If you can kick things off without making it awkward, people treat you like the glue, like someone they want to be around. Know the security guard's name. Every day you walk past the front desk. One day, you stop and say, "Hey man, what's your name?" "Isaac." The next day, "Morning, Isaac." That's it. Next time you forget your badge or need a favor, Isaac's got you. People who are ignored all day never forget the ones who noticed. And that treatment, it pays off when you least expect it. Ask, is there any flexibility on that? You're checking into a hotel. The room's not ready yet. Most people just sigh and wait. You ask, any flexibility on that? The front desk pauses. Suddenly, you're getting upgraded, or they find a room that's ready now. This line works everywhere. Car rentals, delivery windows, customer service. It's polite, it's soft, but it tells people you're not just here to accept whatever. You're someone worth trying for. And even if you get rejected, you don't lose anything. Use a specific compliment. You walk into a dental office. Instead of saying, "Nice place," you say, "You guys keep this place crazy organized. It's impressive." Yeah, I know. Odd place, odd compliment. But that kind of praise hits harder. It's not fake. It's specific. And when you notice the things most people overlook or just don't bother pointing out, you stand out instantly. Use "what would you do if you were me" with professionals. You're doing a house renovation and the electrician gives you 3 options. Instead of asking, "What should I do?" you ask, "What would you do if you were me?" That one line changes the whole dynamic. They stop seeing you as clueless and start seeing you as a peer. Now they're thinking with you, not selling down at you. And just like that, you get smarter, more honest treatment. Notice small details. You walk into someone's home for the first time. Most people just make small talk and wait to be offered a drink. You say, "That painting's cool. Your kid make that?" The person lights up. People remember who noticed the bookshelf, the photos, the Lego set on the shelf. These little comments cost nothing, and they get you treated like someone who actually pays attention. Well, unless they made the painting, not their kid. Let me know if you'd ever want help with that. Someone says, "I've been meaning to redo the kitchen," or I've been meaning to launch something. You say, let me know if you'd ever want help with that. I'd be down. No pitch, no pressure. People treat you differently when you offer your help without needing anything back. You're no longer just a contact, you're potential, and they remember that. Remember people's partner or pet's name. Your coworker mentioned their dog Luna a week ago. Today you ask, how's Luna doing? They blink, surprised. You remembered that? Yeah, you did. And now they treat you differently. People open up faster and trust you more when you remember small things that matter to them. You didn't fake it, you listened. And let's be honest, that's rare. Bring something small to share in group settings. You show up to a Monday meeting with gum or a charger. Boom, now you're the thoughtful one. You didn't show off, you just helped. And people remember that. They start offering you things back, saving you a seat, including you in conversations without you even asking. Small stuff equals big upgrades in how people treat you. Bring a small gift for a host or receptionist. You show up to a client office with a little bag of snacks for the front desk. Just a little something for you all. Nobody does that. But now, you're remembered. You're welcomed. The receptionist smiles wider. The meeting starts warmer. Doesn't matter what it is. Chocolate, coffee, pastry. It says you thought of them. And people always remember how you made them feel. Send a thank you message within 24 hours. You meet someone at a work event, or someone helps you prep for an interview. That night or the next morning, you shoot a quick message. Thanks again. Really appreciated your time. Done. Most people don't follow up at all, but now you stick in their brains as polite and thoughtful. And guess who they might think of next time something cool comes up? Introduce yourself with a compliment about the setting, not the person. You're meeting someone for the first time. Instead of saying, nice to meet you, Trallalero, you say, you guys picked a great spot. This place has a cool atmosphere. That compliment lands better. It's safe, it's smart, it makes people feel good without putting them on the spot. And just like that, the conversation feels smoother. And so does the way they treat you. Recommend someone publicly without being asked. Your coworker Tina crushed a project. Instead of just telling her, you mention it in the group chat. Shout out to Tina, she kept everything on track and saved us big time. She didn't ask. You weren't told. And now she treats you like gold. People remember who gives credit freely. And later, when it's your turn to shine, they return the favor loud and clear. Always be the one to bring the pen. You're at a coffee meeting. Someone needs a pen. You pull one from your pocket like it's nothing. People look at you differently. Having a pen seems like nothing, but it says you're prepared, put together, someone who thinks ahead, and people respect that. Bonus tip, say Wingardium Peniosa as you hand it over. Dumb? Yeah, maybe. Memorable? Always. Carry a small notebook. Write things down in front of people. You're in a team meeting. Jeff, your boss, says, the numbers were off last quarter. Most people just nod and wait for the next slide. They don't care much. Probably just like you. But you quietly open your notebook and write it down. Jeff notices. Suddenly, he adds more detail. He's now talking to you. A notebook makes you look sharp without saying a word. And there's a good chance you get treated like someone who actually matters. Bring a printed agenda or outline to meetings. You show up to the meeting with a one-page agenda you made yourself. Nobody asked for it, but suddenly everyone's looking at you. You're not showing off, you're showing initiative. And without saying a word, you just became the most prepared person in the room. And people do notice. Don't show up with empty hands. You show up to a friend's backyard barbecue with a pack of snacks or a few extra drinks. No big deal, but everyone notices. You didn't just come to hang out. You came thinking about others too. People will treat you like the thoughtful one, not because of what you brought, but because you thought beyond yourself. Employee recommendation. You're at a restaurant. The server walks over and you ask, what do you usually get when you eat here? They pause, then give you the real pick, not the tourist trap on the front of the menu. Want better food, better service, better everything? Skip the boring, what's good? And ask the person who actually eats there. Is there a better option than this? You're at the airport rental counter. They hand you the keys to the tiniest car on the lot. You pause and ask, "By any chance, is there a better option than this?" They smile. "Actually, we just had a no-show on a nicer one." You didn't demand, you didn't complain. You just asked calmly. And that's often all it takes to get quietly upgraded. Always be seen tipping in cash. You're finishing up at a busy restaurant. Most people just leave a tip on the table and walk out. You hand the cash directly to the server and say, "Thanks, the service was amazing." That moment gets noticed. And next time, you get better service, a warmer welcome, maybe even something on the house. People remember faces, not percentages. Tip well, tip early, and make sure they see it. Introduce two people in a way that makes you look like the connector. You're at a friend's party. You say, "You two should meet. Jake's the guy who built that wild custom van, and Lily's always traveling. You'll get along." Suddenly, you look like the glue, the connector. Even if you're not the loudest or most important person there, people treat you like you are because you're the one who brings people together. In fact, I was able to connect two people just like that a few years ago, and guess what? They're still together. Dessert to share for the table. You're at dinner with friends, and the plates get cleared. You say, "Let's grab 2 desserts for the table." You didn't ask for permission, you just made the move. Suddenly, people see you as the host, even if it's not your party. That one gesture makes you look generous, relaxed, and confident. You gave people a treat, and they remember the one who brought the good stuff, just like my dog. Speak with calm authority, even when unsure. You're asked, "Is this the right entrance?" You say, "Yeah, it should be. I came through here last time." Even if you're only 70% sure, saying it calmly and directly changes how people see you. You're not loud, you're not cocky, but your tone says, "I've got this." And people follow that. They defer, they trust. That's how authority works. Voice first, facts second. If you want to learn the most powerful manipulation tactics, watch the video you now see on the screen. Thanks for watching.